Individual record after individual record. Said before the game that players, when they give interviews, quite often refer to the team. He does refer to the team always, but he also wants to be the best player in the world and seen as one of the greatest of all time in terms of scoring more goals than anyone, and he'll go and do it.
I love the fact he's just so aware of every record. He just chases it. He will keep going until he breaks every record that's possible to break. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. And you know, he's 3 off the all-time Portuguese record that Ali Dai has. So you know, he's probably going to break that as well. But we said at half-time, you know, once Portugal score 1, I think it will be, you know, out of sight, and that's what's happened.
You wouldn't really put it past him actually making the World Cup as well in Qatar. I mean, many people are saying, you know, he's 36 years old. We don't know if he's going to be coming to the end of his career, but he looks like he can still go on for a few years.
You got to give credit where credit is due. People always like to talk about his age and what he's doing for his domestic clubs. But as long as he's in this form and he can be so important for his club and his country, why let him retire from professional football and just even considering not even being there next year in the World Cup? I mean, the man is a machine. You know, he's relentless. You know, he's always hungry for goals. And even though when you don't really see him throughout the game, he's always a potential threat. And he waited long for his 2 goals today. But I mean, he's just a machine. And kudos to him. Great achievement. He's only 3 off the all-time record of 109 goals by Ali Dai. And trust me, it's just a matter of time when he's gonna break it.
I mean, his physical shape is absolutely incredible. I mean, he's adapted from being someone who sprinted, you know, from the left wing or the right wing. Now he's not doing as much running in games. He's not as explosive, but he's just basically he's a poacher. He's a centre forward, as you would think. You know, traditionally think of him as a centre forward, but he actually is now just a striker, brilliant goal scorer, and like I said, there's no words left for him, really.
Absolutely. Well, he scored a brace today, but should there be a penalty for the first goal?
I think for me, striker's bias a little bit here, but I think it's a penalty. I think the defender, Orban, I think it is, you know, just that little touch on the back foot there on Rafa. I think it's a penalty. It stops him shooting. Yeah, I think it's a penalty, and there's no chance Ronaldo's missing that.
No chance at all. I mean, such a confident finish, as you would expect from Ronaldo. And then there was another goal scored, another penalty. Gary?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the 3rd goal that Cristiano scores now, and, you know, touch on the offside, but those little movements, little 1-2s, awareness in the final third, and like you say, once he scores his first goal, then he just goes and kills the game off. He's ruthless. So he doesn't let up at any point in the game. He's desperate, so desperate to score goals and make the very best out of every single minute of every single game.
And he was desperate to make an impact in the opening game. You could see it. He always is, and that's exactly what he did today.
No, of course. I mean, what I said before, they left it late, you know. I mean, also credit to Hungary just to frustrating Portugal today in the system, how they played it, you know, in the way how they set up against Portugal. But Cristiano's Cristiano, and what I said, you know, he's always a potential threat. You don't see him the whole game, especially what you just mentioned, Gary. You know, he's not the wide winger that we've seen before in his early years. He's now more of a central forward, just waiting for his moments or around the box. And I mean, you have to give it to the man. He's just a machine, and you know, he's Portugal's talisman, and you could see why. 2 goals again today, and looking for their record.
Absolutely. Well, it did take them 84 minutes to break down Hungary, though, didn't it?
I said at half-time that Portugal fans shouldn't panic, but there was a little bit of a panic on, in the sense that they just took so long, and you thought they have to win this game. Credit to the left-back. Sometimes it comes from an unlikely source. We talked about Cristiano, but Guerrero, he's out on the left wing, but then he makes his run inside. You could argue he shouldn't be there, but he is there. He's taken a risk. And to be fair, I have to say that, you know, when you're looking at breaking down a team that's got 10 behind the ball, it sometimes means that one of the players in a position that's like a left back or a right back, a centre half, they have to make a run or do something that's off the cuff. And that's what Guerrero's done. He's won them the game, Guerrero. And we'll talk about Ronaldo tonight, the records, but the left back for Portugal has, I think, done it for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Euro winner 5 years ago, and this was his 3rd international goal. But it could have been very different because there was a disallowed goal as well.
It was a disallowed goal, yeah. I mean, we were up for a surprise, and even though it was disallowed, we all thought it was a goal, so we could see an upset. But yeah, it was a disallowed goal. It was a pity, but it is what it is. I mean, it was offside. It was, even though it was an offside goal and a disallowed goal, it was even a mistake by the goalkeeper. You know, I mean, I think that's the golden rule. We've seen it yesterday with Poland, with Shelny, also getting beat by the first post. You can't be punished by the first post, you know, as a goalkeeper. That's the golden rule as a goalkeeper. So, yeah, it was ruled out, but could be a totally different game. But, you know, that's football. It could go both ends. And their ruling of that goal is a good fortune for Portugal at the other end. And they managed to win the game and scored a lucky goal as well.
They did. Well, now we're all very much looking forward to Germany against Portugal in Munich. It sets that one up nicely, doesn't it? We knew Portugal had to win this one today. Yeah,
it's the toughest group, one of the toughest groups in the tournament, if not the toughest. I think Portugal, this was a game that if they didn't win, it would be a missed opportunity. So it sets them up nicely. Obviously, Germany, France tonight, that's going to be a big game. But I think it was really important for Portugal to get off to a good start. Ronaldo scoring as well. He's going to now be chasing the Golden Boot. As we know, that's what he does. But really important win for Portugal tonight.
Well, England and Scotland experienced contrasting fortunes in their openers, and now all eyes turn to Wembley on Friday. With 3 days to wait, there'll be plenty of talk about a certain game that happened 25 years ago.